So I got a little bit of time. My flight don't leave for the ATL for like 3 hours, and then I got like a 5 hour flight. So I'm gonna be in the ATL like in the morning. I'm trying to call this hotel so I can see can I do early check-in. So had time to do a little. Well, actually, I could do a whole stream, but I didn't bring my equipment. So, but I do got this super battery though that charged my phone up like really quick. But you know, so yeah, I just
Sunday,
wanted to do a
first and
stream.
main concourse. This is the last and final boarding announcement for Frontier Flight 667 from Denver to San Francisco. If you're on this flight, please make sure you're on
Yeah,
the gate A40.
but anyway, yeah, I got a chance to look at footage from the Tank Rolly press conference. Oh, shout out to Follow Sports. I wasn't able to make it because I had to come here, so he went on my behalf. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, so shout out to Follow Sports. He went and covered the press conference for me. I was invited to the press conference, so I couldn't make it. So I sent somebody on my behalf. Funny thing is the funny thing is getting credentials to the actual fights. They always invite me to them luncheons and press conferences, but then when I get the credentials or ask for the credentials, then they talking about they don't have room for me and shit or whatever. But that's just that's the little games that they be playing and stuff. But yeah, shout out to Follow Sports for covering the press conference on my behalf. Really appreciate that. So yeah, like I said, I'm on my way to Atlanta to go cover the Shakur Stevenson fight. So I had the footage for y'all for that fight, and then I'm gonna be at the actual fight. So this is my first time in the ATL. So if you see me, if you know what I look like, then say what's up. But I think Blue Blood is gonna be down there, a couple of other people. So if you in the Atlanta area, you might be able to score some tickets. I'm gonna see can I get some. I'm gonna see can I get some extra tickets maybe that I can give away or something. You know, if you down there. So we'll see what's up. But yeah, let me talk about press conference itself. Well, Rolly did what he does best. He didn't get too crazy, but it was funny. He was calling him, you know, um, a dwarf and all that kind of stuff. Rolly got to be careful with using those type of words and stuff because you don't want those organizations to come after you and stuff. But it's funny though. But this fight is going to be entertaining for as long as it lasts, and Rolly is going to single-handedly sell this fight. Look, um, Tank isn't a guy that says very much. He's a street dude, and that's just how he rolls and stuff. He does his talking in the ring, and I like what Leonard Ellaby and Floyd, or should I say, really Al Heyman, because Al Heyman is like really the mastermind behind this, and they're trying Tank out in different markets. They are trying to turn Tank into, a pay-per-view star, you know, and I think this fight is going to do some decent numbers. The fight is going to take place. Now, the funny thing is that this fight was moved from December the 4th to the 5th. This fight is going to take place on a Sunday. So I don't know if I'm going to be there. You know, now Devin Haney is trying to get that fight date on Saturday for December the 4th. And from what I hear, JoJo Diaz is ducking the fight. So, that's what I've been hearing. So I heard JoJo Diaz is trying to find a way to get out of this fight. And this is what I'll be saying about, Devin Haney and stuff. Everybody say Devin Haney can't do this, he can't do that. But then nobody won't get in the ring with this dude. And I keep trying to tell you, I don't believe in Ryan Garcia whatsoever. I'm trying to tell y'all, Ryan Garcia is the second coming. I just really believe that. I really believe that Ryan Garcia is the second coming of Amir Khan. Like I said, I think Ryan Garcia is going to be brutally knocked out sooner than later. I think Tank would knock Ryan Garcia out because it was looking like Tank and Ryan Garcia were negotiating the fight on the verge of actually putting together a fight and setting up a date, and then Ryan Garcia backs out of the fight, and he doesn't want to fight Devin Haney. This dude doesn't want to fight. Nobody really. So, that's the big thing out with Ryan Garcia. He doesn't seem interested in fighting anybody of significance, you know, and he just playing this waiting game. So I don't believe in Ryan Garcia.
Attention all caucus
So,
for
you
Detroit to
know,
Salt Lake City offensive
I
flight
got to do some solo
575.
videos
Please
also.
proceed with forward
Well, I'll talk
passing
about it
tables on
right
12
now.
for Frontier Flight 575 to
I
service to Salt Lake
seen
City.
an article by Aerospin's trainer, Derek James, where Derek James said that Crawford is going to be fighting uh, a damaged Sean Porter. So I sent it to Kenny and I sent it to Bo Mac. First of all, Sean Porter ain't hardly damaged, and I think that's real. I think that's real weak of Derek James to try to do that to Sean Porter, and or Terrence Crawford. Whoever wins this fight is gonna be a big. It's gonna be a big victory. You know. Um, and this is the stuff that I've been talking about. The problems that I've had with teams Spence when they pull these kind of stunts. Because at the end of the day, Errol Spence barely beat Sean Porter. I mean, let's just tell the truth. I know some of his diehard fans think that it was a blowout victory, but keep in mind, Errol Spence beat Sean Porter by a split decision. If Errol Spence doesn't drop, what's up? Oh, appreciate that, man. Shout out to the CPT, man. Um, let's just keep it a buck. If Errol Spence don't drop Sean Porter, he probably loses that fight. So I'm trying to figure out how did Errol Spence take something out of Sean Porter. I mean, Derek James is cool, but when he say stuff like that, man, come on. And this is why I had an issue with Team Spence, because when they was asking him about why won't they fight Bud, he talked about Bud don't got a storyline and all this kind of. What do you mean by a storyline, man? What are you talking about? And like I said, I done interviewed Derek James, man, but when he say stuff like that, man, you just be like, man, is you kidding me? I'm like, man, is you kidding me? Like, what is you talking about, Derek James? You know? I'm like, what is this dude talking about? But yeah, you just hear stuff like that, man. You just be like, man, where's this dude getting this stuff from? And I'm not finna hold on, let me let this person talk.
Salt Lake City on flight 575. Please make your way to Alpha 34, gate A34. We've boarded all rows, all zones, and all seats for your flight to Salt Lake City. If you're on Frontier Flight 575, please make your way to gate A34. Thank you.
Yeah, and nah, as I was saying, like they just be saying this crazy stuff. Like, I'm not finna go back and forth about whose fault it is, why the fight didn't happen, and all that kind of stuff. The fight didn't happen. It should have happened. It could have happened with Errol Spence and Bud, and for whatever reason, it just didn't happen. So Errol Spence is, from what reports are saying, he's set to return February. That's not too far from now. So if that's the case, what he gonna announce his next fight like what in mid-November, late November? I'm gonna be honest with you. Due to the fact that Errol Spence is out, and Errol Spence is 31 years old, and it's been a lot of rumors about can Errol Spence keep up his weight. I mean, or keep it down, should I say? I wouldn't be surprised if Errol Spence's next fight is at 154 or at a catch weight of 152. I don't think Crawford is possibly in the cards. Like I said, I would be surprised if that fight happened. I'm just I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm not accusing Errol Spence of ducking nobody or nothing like that. But at the end of the day, you have to call it how you see it. The more time he's out, the less of a chance that we get this fight going. This was a fight that we should have got made last year, and it didn't happen. So we got to see what happens with Bud and Sean Porter, because it's no guarantee that Bud gonna win against Sean Porter, because I know the game plan. What's up? I know the game plan. I know the game plan that Team Porter have for Bud. Now I'm not gonna say what it is because Kenny is listening, and I don't want him to call me and cuss me out. So, but I know how they're gonna fight Bud, and it's gonna be interesting to see how Bud, makes adjustment to the particular way Sean is gonna fight him. Sean is gonna do things different in this fight, and that's all I'm gonna say. You know, and I'm gonna tell you something. Sean got plenty left in the tank. Errol Spence didn't take nothing out of Sean Porter. I just don't know why Derrick James would try to dismiss and try to demean this great fight that a lot of people wanted to see. You know, I just thought that was weak. You know, but yeah, as far as Rolly and Tank go, I really think this fight is gonna end and somebody get knocked out. I think this fight gonna have multiple knockdowns. This fight could, and do I dare say it? I'm not saying that Rolly is gonna win, but I sense a little bit of Ricardo Mayorga, Vernon Forrest a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if Rolly does drop Tank in this fight, because Rolly can pop. I wouldn't be surprised if one of them haymakers just remember, sometimes when a dude throw haymakers, you got to understand, sometimes depending on the fighter's position, he can put himself in a position to where that punch lands. So it comes down to the feints, the head movements, and where you at when the punch is thrown. So don't be surprised if one time in the fight one of them haymakers land on Tank and he drop Tank. And then that's when I think Tank is gonna get up and just and launch a missile on Rolly. But yeah, tune in. I'm mad about this fight being on a Sunday, like I said before. So now we got Sunday night fights. So y'all gonna have to leave church. Y'all gonna have to take off your suits and then put on whatever, or some of y'all gonna wear your suits to the fight. So I really wish they would have had this fight on a Saturday, but Sunday, that's just too much. That is just way too much. So, but I like what they doing with Tank. I think Tank is just one like Terrence Crawford. Even though Terrence Crawford articulates himself very well, you just don't get nothing out of him. Now I'm expecting to see Terrence Crawford. Well, I don't know, because I don't know if he broke camp to come to Atlanta, but I heard Terrence is training in. I heard he's training in Las Vegas. Bomac, is going to be ringside with Jamel Herring. So I guess Sal can. Sal could help Bud, because Bud has two trainers. So I guess Sal is going to help Bud, while Bomac is out. So hopefully I get some footage of stuff, and if anybody in the ATL know where I can go get some good food at, let me know. But anyway, I got to knock out these videos. Thanks for tapping in. Be back later. Some of y'all, I'll see y'all in the ATL at the fight. I'm out.